It wasn't intended to make a second series, and one of the satisfying things was to do something that was complete.
Yeah.
So it was really just based on the success, but Sharon had an idea. I didn't believe she could have an idea as good.
Well,
but
I had an idea, but then it was sort of after the idea that I realised it's actually really important to tell this next bit of the story about the fallout from what happened and the aftermath.
Did you ever think about what we did?
I killed my husband. We are all involved in this.
We covered up a murder.
The world's better off without it. Even the Pope would say that.
So we had the skeleton of the show because there had already been a Belgian series with the storyline that we sort of worked with for season 1. So this was completely uncharted territory, so Sharon could go wild, really. She was free to just be as creative and as imaginative as possible. So it did feel fresh and new because we had no major concerns that we had to lean into. Oh, because this happens at the end, we have to make sure this doesn't, we didn't have the domino effect that we had in season 1, which was a bit more liberating.
Sharon came up with a brilliant storyline, and it was sort of like this sort of seamless transition, wasn't it, from series 1 to series 2? Because I think that was the burning question on everybody's lips who sort of watched the show. It was like, well, how could you? It was so perfectly completed. Where would you go with the story? And actually, when you start watching it, like from very early on in episode 1, it's like, oh no, that's absolutely what would happen. Probably, it sort of felt very natural then. But in true Bad Sisters and Sharon style, it's then just full of chaos and sort of hilarity, but also really kind of serious subject matters as well. And so it felt like it was keeping absolutely in the same vein as the first one, like tonally, but the storylines have gone off in all these amazing directions with new characters and subplots, and I think so it's really going to be really thrilling, I think, for the audience this time around.
I love the end. I love Grace jumping into the water and the, her almost triumphant kind of joy at being free, but that's not life, and that's not what happens, certainly not to someone as sensitive and kind and sweet as Grace. And so for me, I realised it was a real gift to get to do it again, to explore the sort of long-term effects of being in a relationship like that and making that decision.
And also that I keep being surprised by the beginning of episode 2, that she'd kept another secret from them, that she hadn't told them. It's like that thing when you tell everybody, you say everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having an affair, but not with your best friend. It's like,
she withheld so much. There's a lot of
Roger
secrets
helped.
come out.
The Roger helped her was a real. Every time I watch episode 2, I get that as a fresh
and
surprise.
The effects it has on the sisters as well, to find that out.
People have asked me, like, did you know anything, or like, what did you expect to happen? And I honestly just trusted Sharon. Like, I was like, oh, I didn't know anything. I just was like, it's gonna be amazing. And then we got sent the scripts, and I sat down and I got like a little bit nervous in my tummy. I was like, oh no, what if it's not?
Yeah.
And then I read the first episode. I was like, nah, she did it again. She did it again.
And our first read through, I think it was like very evident. It was like, oh, this is magic. This is brilliant. It was really easy going back into those roles and into the lovely dynamic that we have on set.
Because I only observed season 1, which I just admired, and like you, thought it was a kind of a perfect gem. But I think Sharon was very officious about saying that she didn't want to do season 2 until she had a plot that she felt could connect to season 1, which she found. And once she found that, she was able to write it. I hope she finds a season 3.